We have a program called Cemetery Pupu Theater, which is held on June 20th and 21st, and then the next weekend as well at Oahu Cemetery. And we've selected 5 individuals that have an important story to tell in the history of Hawaiian medicine, who are all buried at Oahu Cemetery. We do the research, we hire a script writer, and then we hire actors and a director, and then we invite people to come, and it's dinner theater in a cemetery. You're going to learn a lot about early treatments for tuberculosis at Leahi Hospital, for instance. You're going to learn about John Mott Smith, who was the first royal dentist, and then you'll learn about Sarah Emerson, who was the first female doctor licensed in Hawaii. And you'll learn about a woman who is actually a composite of several characters. Halia, we're calling her, and she's a Hawaiian woman who was a victim of the smallpox epidemic in 1853.
The idea behind Oahu Cemetery Pupu Theater is to really bring history alive. And the source for the material we use to write the scripts for the Cemetery Theater program come from all sorts of places, from personal letters and diaries to state archive material, which we were talking official government records, that kind of thing. Sometimes from papers that are from family. The costuming is really important because it sets people back into the time period that the person they're listening to is from. We work with a professional costumer, Peggy Kroc. She volunteered for us for a long time, and she did such a great job that we've hired her on a contract basis for many of our programs. Not just our Cemetery Pupu Theater program, but also our August Shakespeare production as well. We have had lots of descendants come down for the cemetery theaters to sort of meet their ancestor, if you will. Some of them ask who does the research, and they end up talking to me, and then they get really involved with researching their own families. For example, we had a Dominus descendant. We did Mary Dominus one time, and we mentioned some voyage that Captain Dominus had been on. And one of the descendants, like, I've been researching his voyages. I had never heard of this one. Can you tell me whatever you got about it? I just recently had a descendant of Captain Isaac Hart contact me. He's the carpenter who helped build Washington Place. He contacted me. He's just started doing research on Isaac Hart. He was asking for basically whatever I have on him. We've had members of the Brown family when we did John Papa'i'i. We've had Rice and Cook family members come down. So they're usually really interested in how we came to not just the research on their lives, they're really interested in how we came about to this sort of portrayal of their ancestor. I really do love my job. It's fantastic. I mean, I do have a degree, a bachelor's degree in history, and I did graduate work in museum studies and historical interpretation, both at Michigan State University, originally from Chicago. But I love my job. I get to teach history to visitors, to locals, to kids, without having to be in a classroom. And I think that was the clincher for me, because I never really wanted to be a classroom teacher.
Another reason that we do Cemetery Pupu Theater is to help people understand that cemeteries are not ghoulish places. People in the 19th century thought that they were places that had great sentiment. They would go to cemeteries and they would picnic there. They would go to have a family photo taken there because they would want whoever had died from the family to be present in the family, so they would gather around the headstone and take a family photograph. They were not at all thought of as spooky. That's a relatively recent concept. This is a totally respectful, there's nothing spooky about this at all. This is a good way to learn about history and really show respect to people who have given a lot in the history of Hawaii.